Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we are going to solve one very important and common interview problem. So which is check valid anagram. So we have to check whether the two strings are valid anagrams or not. So I you know about the anagram. So anagram means we have characters of the both strings should be same. So it can be in any order. So that is what anagram. So, if you're preparing for placements, coding, and interview, and this question is for you. And before we start, so make sure to subscribe to the channel for more coding and placement content. So, in this video, we will cover what is anagram, problem statement, approach, pseudocode, and time complexity, and interview types also. So, let's get started. So, here is a problem statement, or we can call it as definition. So, two strings are called anagrams if they contain the same character and each character appears the same number of times or order. So, two strings will be given and we need to check whether they are anagrams or not. So, two strings are called anagrams if they contain the same character. So, the two string character should be same and each character appears the same number of times. And if a character A appear two time in a first string, in a B also the A character should appear for two times. So that is what our condition here. And the order. So here the order is not matter, it can be in any order. So here is an example. So in a first example, we have a listen and silent. So which both strings are get from the user. So we have to check whether it's an anagram or not. So if we check this, it's an anagram. So L present one time in the first string and in second string also L present one time. And I in first string ISTEN. So all letter contain one time and in a second string also all letter contain only one time. So there is no any extra word in the second string. So that's why it's an anagram. So here triangle and integral. So it's both also anagram because each and every character is present in the second string also. So if we take this the third example hello and a word. So it's a totally different. So we have two L's but we have here only one L. So of course it's not the anagram. So it can be in any order but what is a condition means are so if the character appears a number of time in a string one, that a number of times character should be appeared in the second string also. But in the third case, it's not like that. So it's not a anagram. So it's not a valid anagram. So let's see the approach for this. So here is the approach. So first idea is sorting both strings and comparing. But sorting takes extra time. So better and faster approach is using a frequency array. So in a previous example, we have used 256 which is for whole character. But here we are going to count the only letters, right? So which means characters. So which means alphabet letters. So our alphabet letters only 26. So that's why we have used here 26. So okay. So in a step 1, if the length are different, return the false. So if the string 1 and string 2, the length is different, so of course it's not a valid anagram. So because there may be any character maybe in extra in string 1 or string 2. So of course it's not a valid anagram. So and in a step 2 create an integer array of size 26. So we are going to create for lowercase because if we enter any capital letter in a in as a input we will change convert into a lowercase. So it's for it is much easy. So, and in a third step, increase the count for characters in the first string. And in a fourth step, decrease count for the characters in the second string. And if all values become 0, it's a valid anagram. So, this method is faster and preferred in interview also. So for example, so in a previous example, we have seen the listen and silent. So when we increment for the listen and decrement for the silent, all values cancel out and become zero. So that means both string have equal character frequency. So let's see the pseudocode. So here is our pseudocode and the time complexity. So in a pseudocode, you're just checking the condition. If the length of the string 1 and length of the string 2 is equal or not. So if it's equal, we will move to the further step. So if it's not, uh, we just return a false. So and create an array and we declare the length as a 26 because our characters, which is A to Z, we have only 26 characters. And we are going to take only a lowercase, not a uppercase. So each and every, if we give a input in a uppercase means also, we'll just convert to a lowercase and we do the further process. So that's why we are initializing our array length is 26. So and in a for each loop, we are just for the first string, we are incrementing the character frequency, and in a second loop, we are just decrementing the second string character frequency. So if it's becomes zero, we will just return it. So if it's become so in any case, if it's not become zero, so if the value is not equal to zero, we'll just return false, which it is not a valid anagram, otherwise it is a valid anagram. So that is what we are going to do, and here is our time complexity and space complexity. And time complexity is big of n because we are going to traverse array for only one time, and space complexity is big of 1. So it's a fixed array size. So we are not going to change the character again and again. So it's a big of 1. So let's code it. So let's create a class here. Let's give anagram. So our public class is created. After that, our main class. So public static void made inside our scanner is equal to new scanner inside system.in. So let's take an input from the user. So string s1 equal to se dot next, and another string s2 equal to se dot next. So we have get two input, and so let's just pass these values to the another class. So let's create here another class. So public static boolean. Let's give is Anna. Let's pass two. Let's pass these two values. So string s1 comma string s2. So we have get the two input from the main class. So let's pass a value here. So let's directly give in a SOPLN. So in this is Anna s1 comma s2. So we just pass two parameters to the so we just passed s1 and s2 value to this isana function. So inside the isana function, at first we have to check the condition. If the both value are equal, then we can go to the further step. So if the both values not equal, so of course it's not a valid anagram. So let's first do that condition. If s1 dot length of is not equal to s2 dot length of. So if it satisfy this condition, we just directly return it's a false. So if it's not, We will continue. So we declare a array. So int array equal to new int of 26. So after that, in a first for loop, we are going to increment the count of the string 1. So int I equal to 0, I greater than s1 dot length of and I plus plus. And inside that, so array of s1 dot caret of I minus a and increment. And array of s2 dot caret of I minus a, and we decrement here. So outside the for loop, so let's create another for loop. So int c dot array, and here we are checking the condition if the character value is 0 or not. So if c not equal to 0, we return false because our value should be 0. It should not be any value. So if this condition satisfies, we have to return the false value. So after these two conditions, we are going to return the true. So if it satisfies, so if the string does not satisfy this condition and this condition, it's a true. If in any case it satisfies this condition or this condition, so it is not a valid anagram. So let's run this code. So let's give a first value. So let's give a listen. LSTORN listen. And next is silent. Okay, let's see whether it's a anagram or not. So here also contain only one time. I also contain one time. L contain one time. E contain one time. N contain one time. And T also contain one time. So it's a valid anagram. So in the program we have said if the length have to be same. So if it's not a valid anagram. So here for listen length is 6 and silent also our length is 6. So it's a valid anagram, and we have to check the character frequency also. So here also we have the same characters, and the first character will be increment the value and second character will be decrement the value. So if the values are equal, automatically 0 value. If any case we have a 1 or 2 or any numeric value, it's not an anagram. So let's see whether it's an anagram or not. So as we expected, we have got the true. So silent and listen both have the same length, and both and listen characters is exit in the silent string also. So it's a true. So always check the length first and avoid the sorting if possible. And use frequency array for better performance, and mention the complexity clearly during interviews. And if characters include uppercase or special symbol, use array size 256 because it contains all the ASCII characters. And that's for today video. So now you know how to efficiently check valid anagram in Java. So if you found this helpful, like the video and share it with your friends, and subscribe for more coding and placement updates. So see you in next video. Happy coding.